Today we are going to start a project. I'm going to be making some candy, and we're going to dip the candy in chocolate. The beauty of this project, let me start by saying, the first year I had my freeze dryer in 2019, I invented actually candy called cranberry brittle, and that was a beautiful product that people really enjoyed for Christmas. Then the next year I did Skittles. I didn't do anything original, I did Skittles. Then last year I did Nature's Candy. I freeze dried sliced sweet peppers of different colors and put them in jars. So for next Christmas, which is what, 6 months away, 5 months away, I'm going to make fruit candy. But the beauty of this, what I'm going to show you, is we are going to make the candy during the summer when this fruit is all in season. And we're going to freeze dry it, and then right before it's gift giving time, we can take it out of the freeze dried long-term storage bags and dip them in chocolate and then give them out. So what I have here is I got 3 pounds of watermelon. Watermelon's almost out of season, I guess, because they didn't have whole watermelons. So I got this sliced watermelon. That's about 3 pounds. So we're going to do a watermelon, which I don't know how that's going to come out. I got high hopes for that. Strawberry, pears, and peaches. I think they'll all make good candy. Now, I obviously did a test run just to see how it would work. So here's some that I made for my test run. And these were just strawberry. So I'm going to show you a recipe. So I'm going to try and make the video not long and dragged out, but I'm going to have to show you how the process I use to make each of those fruits, which will be probably a little slightly different on each of them. But for the strawberry, these are all strawberry. There you go. I'm trying not to eat all of these because they're so delicious. Oh man, those are good. I dipped them in dark chocolate. The reason I'm trying not to eat these is I want to leave these sitting out and see how long it takes for them to go soft in the center, just to give you guys an idea of how much time you have that you can dip them ahead of time before gift giving. So far it's been half a day and I've ate a bunch of them. So with that being said, I am going to get busy and we'll start with the first fruit, which is going to be the strawberry, and then we'll move on from there. So I'll see you when these strawberries are prepped. What I got to do is de-stem them and rinse them, and I'll be back when I got that ready. See you in a minute. Okay, strawberries are ready. So I'm going to put them in the blender here, a little bit at a time, and give these a pulse. Okay, we pureed them nicely. Now I'm going to put a half a cup of sugar. Remember, this is candy, alright, everybody? Half a cup of sugar in there. Get that all mixed up. Now we need to give that a taste, make sure it's tart enough and sweet enough. Oh yeah, nice, very nice. Okay, now we're going to use the Harvest Right molds because they are the perfect size for chocolate coated candy. We're just going to fill each one of those squares up. get those in the freezer and get those frozen solid. On to the next one. Let me clean this up and we'll start over on the watermelon. See you in a minute. Okay, now for the watermelon. Like I say, this is 3.3 pounds. Hopefully I'll have enough. Now I want to save just a little bit for my thumbnail when it's all done, so I'm going to stick that in the freezer just to save it for my thumbnail. Alright, so we're just going to cut this in chunks, put it in the blender there. Alright, let's get that blended down a little bit. Alright, so that's blended up pretty well. Let's get the rest of that in there. All that juice. Give that a blend. And we're going to put a ½ cup sugar in that. It's candy, remember. Alright, so I got another mold here. Let's see if I can do this without taking any out. This is going to be a little bit more runnier. That's why I'm not sure that it's going to hold up to being dipped. But if it is, it's going to be good. Alright, so we ended up with that much left over, and you know what? I think I'll just mix all this juice together. We'll make a mixed fruit juice. Might even make a mixed fruit candy. Who knows? That might be pretty good. Alright, so that's the watermelon done. I'm going to get this into the freeze dryer and we'll move on to the next fruit. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the pears. So let me get these washed up and I'll be back in a second. Okay, oh, I'm going to cut the end off. Cut the end off. Let's see how we're going to handle this. I'm just going to cut that core out. And just cut it in little chunks. Make it easier on the blender. I didn't peel those or anything. Okay, there's half of them in the blender and half of them there. I did, when I bought these, they had a lot of green ones, but they had some yellow ones, and I picked the yellow ones because I know they're riper. And these are delicious pears, let me tell you. Alright, let's get this blended up. Okay, I did not add any sugar to that because those are really sweet pears. Alright, let's get her filled up. So we didn't have enough to fill all of them molds, but most of them. try and get this to scrape enough out of this to get all those. There you go. That was a pretty good technique. I got them all filled up, so there's the pears done. One more to go. That's the peaches. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here are my peaches. Now these are what they call southern peaches. So I don't know if they're going to be the kind that you can just twist and pull apart, but we'll find out. They were on sale. Yeah, that's good. So we're just going to chop those up. I'm guessing I'm going to have to add some water to this. We'll find out. Could have been a little bit riper, but that's what they had. So let me get these cut up, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if we can get these to grind up. No, they're being a little bit stubborn. I'm going to put a half a cup of water in there. Okay, that did the trick, a little bit of water. Let's give it a taste and see if that needs any sweetener. Yeah, those weren't quite right. If you can get ripe peaches, by all means use those. I'm going to put a half a cup of sugar in there. Yeah, that's much, much better. Alright, let me get this cleaned up and we'll get those trayed up. Alright, last one. Now I should have plenty in here because this is full. You can see that half a cup of water didn't make it too thin. These should be great. Okay, there you go. Got that much left over, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to stick that back on there. We're going to dump my watermelon and strawberry juice in there. Give it a whirl. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to freeze this, and if my watermelon is too delicate that won't dip, we're going to make a mixed berry with this. And this has a very strong, you can still taste the watermelon in that. It's actually very nice. I could drink this. This is very good. But for now, I'm going to pour that into a bowl and we'll stick that in the freezer and freeze it just in case my watermelon don't come out, because I want 4 flavors. Because the packaging I have ordered right now is for 4 pieces. So there's my peach done. We'll get this in the freezer freezing solid. Once all 4 of those are frozen solid, we'll get her in the freeze dryer and I'll see you when they come out. Okay, these are all set in the freezer until they're frozen solid. So what we're going to do now is pop them out of the mold and put them onto the tray. Okay, so we'll get those back into the freezer. We'll leave those overnight in the freezer to make sure they're frozen solid, and then we'll put them through the freeze dryer. Next time you see them, they'll all be coming out of the freeze dryer, all 4 flavors. I'll see you then. Okay, there we have it. First thing I noticed is my watermelon did puff up a little bit, but I think we're going to salvage that by just squishing that little bit of bubbling on there. We'll just squish those before we dip them. They're very delicate. Let's see what they taste like. Oh yeah, they're good. Alright. I'm going to get these watermelons tapped real quick so that they don't absorb too much air, moisture. Very humid. I'm going to package them up in a smaller pouch because I'm probably not going to dip these tonight. Probably do those in the morning when it's a little bit less humid. Question is, which one of these is the pears? I think this might be the pear. Let's see. Okay. That is definitely a pear, but that has not got crunchy. So I'm wondering if those are done or is it just because of the heat. Let's let those cool down a minute. That's my pears. Let's see peaches. Now peaches are good. How about the strawberries? Oh yeah. Those are perfect. Okay, let's see if these are starting to get crunchy. Yes, they are. Well, these, as they're cooling down, are getting crunchy. So it's probably a lot like the grapes. If you recall, my pears were very, very ripe. And they had a lot of sugar content in them. So I'm guessing that as these cool down even more, they'll get even more crunchy, but they are crunchy now. See? Not that snap to it, because I can still squeeze it, but it's getting crunchier as they cool down. So I'm going to put these away. And when we dip in the morning, we'll see if they've got crunchy. Okay, so that's them all sealed up. What we'll do is in the morning when it's a little bit less humid, we'll take these small packs and open them up and do our chocolate dipping for the video. And the rest of them I'll put away for the holiday season, and then I can bring them out and dip them. And hopefully my pears will solidify and get crunchy. So, only time will tell. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, the humidity's down to 60% here in my kitchen today, so we better get this going in the morning. So, we are going to dip our fruit squares. And we're going to, the temptation is to start with my watermelon because they're so delicate and I want to see how they work, but really I need to save those till last because I don't want to contaminate my chocolate. So, what we have here is one bag, what is it, 10-ounce bag of Ghirardelli's 60% cocoa chocolate chips. And reading on their website, they say to use one bag of these and 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable shortening if you're going to be dipping with the chocolate chips. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the directions from Ghirardelli's website is to say if you're using chocolate chips, you need to add 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable shortening. So that's what we'll do. You can use almond bark, which is a much easier product to work with when dipping, but I really like the dark chocolate, so that's why we're going with that. Now the rest of this, I'll try to catch the highlights on this, but what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, and we're going to microwave on defrost or 50% for 30 seconds. Then we're going to come give it a stir, and if it's not melted and runny, we will put it back in the microwave at 15-second intervals. You don't want to get it too hot, just smooth enough to where you stir and it's a nice smooth chocolate. So I will get busy doing that, I guess. And that hasn't even begun to melt. 15-second intervals, and we're going to stir it every time after each interval. Okay, this is starting to get very close, so we got to be careful. If you overheat it, it won't solidify. When you dip. Okay, that looks pretty smooth. So, let's dip these. I want to pull these pears. We're going to do those first. I checked these late last night, and they did seem to crunch up. enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do have 9, so I can show you, because I want to do 8. See, they did crunch up. Oh yeah. What I'm going to do is take one of these, dip it in there. Let's get my work area ready. Just roll it around in there. Shake off any excess chocolate. And then I'm going to put it on my tray and slide it off with my other fork. Now, let's see. Peach. Our pear, I was going to do green. So I got some sprinkle sugar. We need to be able to identify these. So I'm just going to sprinkle some green on these. And green will be pear. So that's one flavor done. Now let's do the peach. Alright, so that's the peach done. We're going to do orange on that. Just sprinkle a couple of those on there. Alright, do then another good stir. If this starts to get too thick, we'll put it in for a very short burst. But so far it's still doing good. Now our strawberries. And for strawberry, I thought we'd do red. Alright, let me pop this in the microwave for, I'm going to go just about 10 seconds. Okay, now is our watermelon. As we know, we got to do a little work on these. Let's put them here. That one looks good. Looks good. With these, I'm not rolling them around as much. I'm just trying to scoop the chocolate up and scoop it over it because I don't want them to fall apart. I gotta make sure I get totally covered on all that watermelon. Hopefully these will be worth the effort because watermelon chocolate just sounds really good. Okay, let me get one of these. What we're going to do now, we're going to save this chocolate because we can use that at a later date. I'm just going to put it on my tray here and let it solidify. Messy? You betcha. That's good. Alright. Oh, we gotta decorate that. I thought we'd start off with some red sprinkles for the watermelon. And just for fun, I thought I'd put some of these little chocolate sprinkles, kind of look like seeds maybe, on there. Which you can't really see because of the darkness of the chocolate. But still, it's pretty. Alright, let me get this cleaned up and we'll finish talking about that. Okay, now I'm going to let these sit out at room temperature until that chocolate all gets kind of solidified. And then I'm going to transfer them to the fridge. But I don't want to put them in there too early because it's still a little bit warm. I don't want my chocolate to draw condensation and bloom, make it look kind of pale. So hopefully by leaving it out here, we are going to get away. If I can put this lid on without disturbing my chocolate. There you go. So we're going to leave that for room temperature for a little while, and then I'll pop it in the fridge, get them nice and cold. And next time you see these, we'll be packaging them up. I'll see you then. Okay, these are set out for about an hour. Now I'm going to transfer them over to the fridge. But before I do, I'm going to trim off and make them looking nice and square at the bottom. Trim off any excess. See the excess on that? Alright, so I'm going to put these in the fridge, get them nice and cold, and then they'll be ready for packaging. So I'll see you when I'm ready to package these up. About an hour. See you in about an hour. Okay, my labels finally came in. So I made up a sample box so I could make sure I got things where I wanted them, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do these labels and these boxes. Now I got these boxes off of Amazon, and they're expensive, but they're really pretty. I got the rose gold ones. So let's fold one of these boxes up. So when you order the kit, you get the tray, you get the sleeve, and you get the little plastic candy insert. Everything you need to make the box. So let's put the plastic insert off to the side. Let's do my labels first. So I printed these up on Avery.com, and I'm just going to lay it out the same way I did on my sample one. On the bottom, I printed up a little picture and a title of what each candy's gonna be. So we got a watermelon, a peach. I want to get these spaced right. No, that was a pear. And a peach. And my favorite, a strawberry. Okay, so that's my sleeve done up. Let's fold up the inside. It's really, they got a video to show you how to fold these, but you don't really need it. I just recreased all the folds that they've got bent in there already. Alright, so first thing we need to do is fold this up. Oh, I didn't put that crease in there, did I? Fold this up, tuck that little flap underneath, fold this up, tuck that little flap underneath, and take these two right here and they interlock like so. Fold those out like that. Then let's see, fold that in, fold that over those like that. Tuck that little flap, fold it and tuck it underneath. Like so. Fold that, Goes like that. Fold that, fold that, fold that up, fold that over. And take that little flap and tuck it underneath. There you go. There's your box. Simple as that. And we'll take our tray, put it in like that. And we'll take our flap, and it's all one piece. Just open it up. Like so. And slide it in. Like that. And you gotta tuck it a little bit. Help it out in there like that, and there you go. There's your box. Not too hard, not too complicated, but you end up with a real pretty box for displaying those in. Alright, so how are we going to pack it? I also on Amazon got these little candy liners. The little trays, kind of like Reese's peanut butter cup paper cups. We need 4 of those. And let me get my candy out of the fridge. Okay. Oh. Let's open this up again. Now these are round, those are square. So what I do is I put this in the center of that, like that, and then I just kind of fold it up square around it and drop it into the tray, like that. That was my watermelon. Now we want our pear. Then we want a peach. And a strawberry. And that's what you end up with. Is that pretty or what? And we put this on like that. The strawberry ends that end. There you go. That's all there is to packaging that. I think you'll agree that those are really, really pretty. Try not to get the glare on that. There's your little stickers on the bottom. It tells you what the flavors are. And there you go. So I'm going to do another one for my display. Okay, so now I got some packaged up, but I want to cut some of these open for you. Let's cut them open. Show you what they look like on the inside. Okay, so here's the watermelon. As expected, that's the more delicate one. So it crumbles in your mouth. Mmm. But that is just so good. Watermelon and chocolate do go, dark chocolate do go together. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's so good. Now the pear one, you recall, that was really thick and I used really, really sweet, ripe pears. If I did another mixture, again, I think I would not go for the yellow ripened pears. I'd pick a green pear and puree it much the same as I did the peaches, which weren't totally ripe, and then add a little bit of water and add sugar if it needed sugar, but that would give you a more tart pear flavor. There is a pear flavor to this, but it's not the tart sweet that I was looking for. It's a really sweet pear. So I think the green one would totally make a difference on that one. Still very good though. The peaches were not quite ripe. We added a cup of water, I think, if I remember right, and a little bit of sugar. And let's see how that came out. Oh yeah. I like the texture of that one too. That's really good. Let me try another one. Yep, I like that. Peach, delicious. Strawberries. Can't go wrong with strawberry. Oh yeah, I definitely like that. So there you have it. Summer fruits, I'm calling this, by John and Bibbs. Summer fruits dipped in chocolate. Freeze-dried summer fruits dipped in chocolate. Oh my gosh, these are good. And they make such a beautiful display, I think. Oh, that's my sample box. I think they make such a beautiful display. I wouldn't be ashamed to give those as gifts. I had that on upside down, didn't I, from my thumbnail. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. Come back, because I got 2 more varieties I want to make of these. And like to say, the beauty of these is we can make the filling now during the summer season, stick them in my freeze dry them, put them away for long-term storage, and then come time for your holidays or your party or get together, all you gotta do is open up your long-term storage Mylar bags, melt some chocolate, dip them in chocolate, package them up, and they're ready to go. So kind of prep ahead and then ready to go when you need them. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.